Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're out here on the back porch of the workshop and we're getting ready to plant some carrots.
Yeah.
Orange ones?
Yes.
Orange ones.
Yes.
Alright.
Giant orange ones.
Giant orange ones. Alright guys, you've probably seen us grow carrots in the past. We grow them over in the older raised bed garden in our wood raised beds. But they usually do pretty good over there. In case you haven't seen any of those, what we're going to do is we've got a little footage back from Tina hauling some carrots out of the ground. A lot of people seem to enjoy watching Tina pull carrots up. But we'll take you over there and we'll show you what kind of yield we're used to getting. And then we'll bring you back here and we'll show you how we do it in buckets. Alrighty guys, we're back out here and we're getting ready to start planting these carrots. We've got our container soil mixed up that we mixed up the other day. If you haven't seen that, I think it posted on April 27th, I believe. But we mixed up a nice batch of container soil. We're going to be planting straight into that. We're not going to be doing any additions. The carrots need less nitrogen and more phosphorus, and that's the way we set up our container soil. And no need to add any extra nitrogen or anything to it. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to get a couple of buckets. We'll show you how we set them up for drainage, and then we'll show you planting these carrots. But let's just we'll get rolling and then we'll bring you back in when we've got something to show you. Alrighty guys, we're out here on the back porch of the workshop and we're getting ready to start on these carrot buckets. But we'll just cover them beginning to end. If you're jumping in here, some people have seen it and some people haven't, but the buckets each have 3 drain holes in the bottom of them. They're about 1/4 inch holes. They're about 1/2 inch apart, and they're about 1 inch up from the bottom. And what that allows is the bucket to maintain a reservoir of about 1 inch of water in the bottom of it. And what we do is we've got some wood chips out here that we had hauled out here. And let's see if I can get them in the picture. There you go, the wood chips out there. But we're going to put a couple of inches in the bottom there so that the soil doesn't plug up the drain holes, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to be using our container gardening mix that we made the other day. You can find that video in the playlist. It'll be under the bucket gardening playlist, and anywhere you see our logo you can just click on our logo and that'll take you to the main page, and the playlists are listed there. But we've got Tina out here to help us. What's your shirt say there?
I support the right to arm bearers.
You support the right to arm bearers. Alrighty. It's a bear advocacy t-shirt. But guys, we're not gonna have to change our container gardening soil any. We're not gonna add anything to it. Carrots like just a little bit of nitrogen, but a whole lot more phosphorus. So, and that is the way our container gardening soil is set up, with 2 to 3 times the phosphorus that there is nitrogen. So we'll go ahead and get these buckets filled up, and then we'll show you how we're going to plant these carrots. Alrighty guys, we're getting ready to plant these carrots. We've got the buckets filled about where we want them. We're going to have to cover them lightly, so I want to leave a little bit of extra room. But we're going to be using these pelleted seeds again, and you guys can get those at Johnny Seeds. But I'll put the address probably up on the video for you. But we're going to go around here. Guys, we're just going to poke them in we'll put a seed down and shove it down a little bit, about ½ an inch or so. We'll see how many we can fit in these buckets here. But you don't want to plant carrots too deep. At best, maybe about ½ an inch or so. But we like to just drop a seed and then just poke it down in. We'll see how many carrots we can get to come out of one bucket. But we got 2 buckets here. We'll plant one kind of loose, one kind of tight. This one would be about normal. We'll just see how many we can get out of it. We're actually going to go 2 seeds to a hole. I'll run back over that once I get these poked in. But that right there should be a decent bucket load of seeds. Like I said, I'm going to run back over and drop a 2nd seed in the holes. Or 3. It's a lot easier to work with these pelleted seeds than it is with the little small carrot seeds. But alrighty, that's it for that bucket. But we're going to go ahead and do this one. Can they see it?
Yeah, I could get in just a little bit closer on that. Just that. Okay.
Alrighty, guys. I'm going to go ahead and push 2 seeds in at once this time. We'll just try to move this along a little bit. But I'm going to plant this bucket a little bit closer than the other one. Won't be too much closer. I don't want to, I know there's a limit and you don't want to waste your time growing something that's not going to work. So we're going to go ahead and just put 2 into a hole. And what we'll do when we get done with this is we'll take some newspaper and we'll tear it up and we'll just cover the surface of the ground here. We'll wet these buckets really, really good. And then we'll cover the surface for about 5 days or so. And just give these things a chance to germinate in the dark. Carrots are hard enough to grow, but they don't mind a nice, moist, dark environment to get started in. And you'll end up getting more of your carrots up above the soil if you'll do that for them. But we're going to tight pack these in here a little bit. That'll make for an interesting harvest video. We'll either have small carrots or who knows.
Well, even small carrots are delicious.
Yep. We'll see how this compares to growing them out there in the raised beds. But guys, that's going to about do how you put them in the ground. Put them in about ½ an inch down. Now we're not going to rake around and cause any big disturbances. We're just going to take a couple of handfuls of our container mix, and we're just going to light sprinkle it over the top. They won't have any trouble coming up through that. Just real light over the top. They don't have to be buried in or anything or packed down. The coating on the seeds takes care of the soil contact. That's really important with germination. You want the seeds to have contact with the soil, but since they're covered in clay already, they'll have full contact, which is really, really good. But that's all we're going to do. We're not going to pack those down. We'll get the garden hose out here. You probably don't need to see all of that. But we'll get the hose out here. We'll water the buckets down really, really good. We'll put some torn up newspaper on top of them. We'll leave that for about 5 days. We'll water it to keep the newspaper wet enough that the wind doesn't blow it away. But really what I should do is get lids for these buckets. And just put the lid on it for a few days.
I might be able to find something that fits.
Well guys, if you've got lids for your buckets, that'll work just as well. Put the lid on for about 5 days and then take it back off. But guys, that's about going to cover planting carrots. It's not real hard. They don't like a lot of nitrogen. If there's nitrogen in the soil, they'll put out those little hairy roots trying to seek it out. It's like ice cream to them. But they'll also use that nitrogen to grow big tops and small carrots. So the more nitrogen you deprive them of and the more phosphorus you give them, and you can do that in the terms of bone meal, but the more phosphorus you give them and the less nitrogen, the better your carrots will turn out. So guys, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Tina and I will be right back and we'll wish you well. What did you plant?
Carrots.
In dirt.
In dirt.
Alrighty guys, that's about going to wrap it up for the carrot planting video. Not too technical. We've got them watered down now and the covers on them. So we'll leave those for about 5 days. We'll take them back off, and then in about a week we should expect to see baby carrots coming up through. But we've already got carrots up in our other raised beds, but now we're going to find out if we can do them in a bucket. But we got them planted 2 to a hole. We're going to wait until they're a couple inches tall, and then we'll go through and thin them back down to the strongest seedling that comes up. So that'll help. It always helps to take the time to space your seeds correctly, and then go back through and do your thinning. If you don't thin them, then you just end up with 2 unusable carrots instead of 1 big usable one. So, guys, that's about all the information we got, isn't it?
I think so.
We planted with pelleted seeds. A lot of people always ask where we get them. We get them at Johnny Seeds. I'll put the address up here down below, or I'll stick it up here above Tina's head. But either way, we had a good time out here planting. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We should be looking for carrots here in the next couple of weeks. Tina's been doing some garden tours. I think you got one coming up tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah.
But Tina's been doing some garden tours, so we'll be able to follow those along with the rest of the bucket garden. So it's looking good so far. We're getting a start on it. We've got a little over 1/3 of it planted so far. But we're going to continue on. We've got plenty of videos planned to fill up the rest of those buckets, and we'll just go on from there.
Yep.
So, alrighty, I know they're relaxing things out there, but I hope all of you will stay safe and stay healthy. And guys, we'll catch you in the next one.